Everyone knows that to play video games, you need a device to run those video games. You would need a controller, a television, a game console, and of course, a couch. But has everyone ever considered a great personal gaming computer as a available option for playing video games? With new generation game consoles coming out and people going out to get the next latest thing, Sony has reported to have sold 7.8 million PlayStation 5 consoles as of March 31st since its launch in November 2020. However, the personal game computers are entirely left out of these conversations. The personal computers usually used for people for work, school, long distance communications with friends or family, and when people think of the next big thing for video games, they usually don't think of the personal computer. Before going to video games or getting the next console, you just turn away the idea from getting a PC. The PC required to be built by the individuals themselves, part by part, which brings a huge time and money sink. Even though the problem occurred during the building process, it would cost more money and time to repair. You would need to get a graphics card, which alone could cost thousands of dollars. You would need a processor, a storage device, a motherboard that can work with a graphics card and processor, and a case that can work with all the components and more. An article by the Gaming Geek Innovation explained for first time users that entire building process may take away between 5 to 2 hours. People can see this being a huge time and money waste, where for concerts, there's a case of going to the store, picking off the shelf, and buying it. But how in the modern age, retailers like Best Buy and Walmart have been selling pre-built gaming computers. These pre-built gaming computers can run all modern games. They can also run a PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. The issue of needing to build a personal gaming computer isn't needed with the option of buying one already built from a retailer, just like console. When new consoles always coming out 6 to 5 years with new generations of consoles, this can add up with the amount of money a person spent over time, including the requirement of new games for that generation of consoles. Personal gaming computers have the ability to keep games from the last generation of consoles. You still even play with the new upgrades components to the PC, which can be cheaper than buying a new console as a whole. Some may consider gaming on a PC as something not mainstream and popular, but this has no support from companies. But however, with a report from a DFC Intelligence in 2020, more than 3.1 billion people play video games via PCs, consoles, and mobile. Of this number, 48% play via PC. With a amount of people playing on PC already, the companies that develop games on consoles will also develop to work for PC just as well. Before one consider buying and acquiring a console, will be to adopt the games people want to play on that system, and a PC is no exception to this rule. The casual gamer doesn't worry about getting a system for being cheap, but instead worry about getting a system that games can play and how it can handle on that system. An article by G2 Learn how to perform a test on Battlefield 5 and compare the consoles and PC version to each other. They reported when it comes to high-end gaming PCs, you can see a dramatic upstick in performance. These PCs can typically run games at 4K resolution, anywhere from 60 FPS to 100 FPS, nearly double what a console can do. The PC has been showing it can outperform the consoles at doubling their frames per second and make the games look smoother to play, which can lead to overall better experience for the average gamer. Consoles provide a new world to explore in a medium interactive team with a world of video games. The personal computer can also provide an experience as well or better than a console experience. The personal game computer has the ability to have its parts replaced individually rather than needing to repair the whole console alone, which could cost a lot of money. The personal computer can be built by the individual for their own personal styles and needs for the one in a computer too. However, retailers are selling pre-built PCs that can run all the modern games as well as the console experience. The personal computer should be an option to consider when I'm thinking of upgrading to the next generation of consoles due to how much you can save in the long term instead of a short term with each new console generation.